So I said I would do for some of my friends some videos on manifestation, okay, because they know that I practice a bit of this stuff and they wanted to know how I've done the things I've done and all that kind of thing. So if we start with, is manifestation real? Then the answer to that question is yes, absolutely. Is it this law of attraction stuff? Now, I'm going to upset some people here. And the answer to that question is no. And I followed some of the law of attraction stuff. I mean, it didn't really make sense to me. Because what are you attracting? I couldn't quite figure it out. Okay. How would you attract all these things? Like, it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. I'll explain why, and I'll explain what manifestation actually is. Okay, because you're manifesting 100% of the time. So I followed some people who did some law of attraction stuff, and what I found was some of the stuff worked and some of the stuff didn't. But also it didn't make sense to me, and lots of people who are in sales will probably understand this, right? Is that basically salespeople have a really positive attitude. Okay. So they have a positive attitude. They write stuff down. So they write forecasts, of what deals they think they're going to get. Do all of those deals come in? And the answer is no. Okay. So why is that? Well, this kind of led me to where I am now, which is the law of attraction is really good in certain spaces. So for people who haven't got a positive attitude, it's fantastic for them. For people who really understand that, I think a lot of people in law of attraction who say things like, well, you didn't get that because the universe has something better for you. Now, I honestly have to say, me and the universe need a chat, right? Because it didn't deliver something better. Strangely, it delivered exactly the same and the same and the same, and the same negative stuff kept happening. Okay, so that leads me to where we are now, which is what I call, the people who teach this call it the law of assumption. Okay, so all of your dominant thoughts, every single dominant thought that you have manifests, presents itself in your reality. Okay, so some of the tricks that I do, like to test myself to see if this is genuine, is I would tell myself affirmations. Now, you could tell yourself an affirmation like, tell yourself something that someone's probably not going to say to you usually. Like, I don't know, to make it positive, say something like, I'm ridiculously good looking, and say it to yourself over and over and over and over again, and eventually someone will repeat it to you. What it basically is thought transmission. So this is all backed up by neuroscience. I've looked into lots of neuroscience recently, lots of psychology. The salespeople that are, you may know, will probably all back this up with, actually, if all your dominant thoughts are like positive, not just your attitude, because you can have a positive attitude and have negative thoughts, okay? You can still have a negative thought pattern. You can still have a negative thought pattern of, I am not chosen. And that it's usually come from like a childhood thing where people formed your subconscious, or a teacher or a coach or something like that, and they said something to you and that became your dominant who you are. Okay, so it's totally about your I amness. Yeah? So, is manifesting writing stuff down? Now, scripting or journaling has never, ever, ever worked for me. Now, a lot of law of attraction people teach that. It's never worked for me, ever. And I find that affirming, so telling myself positive affirmations, one that I like to do is, everyone gives me everything for free. Now, I did it last week and I was like, okay, I haven't had any free stuff for ages. How rude, right? So I was like, everyone gives me everything for free. Yeah. And I was like, everyone gives me everything for free. Everyone gives me everything for free. And I tell myself a few times and then I like, not like forget about it, because that's law of attraction, letting go. You don't let go. I wait to see how long it is till it turns up. Now, sometimes it can be a little while, particularly based on your belief system. So testing yourself is like a really good way. Like, I'll see a purple elephant or something, you know. And I always say today, but I don't expect it today. I just wait to see how long it turns up. Okay, so things I have manifested. A free bodyboard last week. So the day I said everyone gives me everything for free, someone gave me a free bodyboard for my son. I like the free things. I get loads of free coffees all the time. I just keep getting free coffees. Like, someone will buy me a coffee, or like an app will ping on my phone that I've got a free coffee today, even though I know I haven't bought any for ages. I've had a free pair of Air Force Ones. Usually what it will be is me saying, I get everything for free. People give me everything for free. I say it like really, really confidently. Like, of course everyone gives it me for free. So, and then I wait to see how long it turns up. And then I kind of know how long it is from my thought transmission into my real world. Okay, so it's all based on thought transmission. It's everybody reflects you. Now, anybody in sales will probably say, even if they didn't believe the thought transmission, they would totally back that up, because from a psychology perspective, if you come across confidently, yeah, if your like brain thinks you are confident and it is your dominant thought, psychology will say that you will present yourself in a different way that is far more confident. So basically things like how you speak, how you present yourself, how you talk, how you walk will all be far more confident. Yeah, so even if you don't quite grasp the thought transmission at first, then absolutely the psychology part should work, and that anybody who's done any kind of sales will understand that immediately. So if scripting didn't work for me, and it does work for some people, okay, works excellently for some people, what does work for me? So affirmations, so repeatedly telling myself things in my head, not out loud. Sometimes out loud in the car. So, and then the other thing that I do is visualize. So some people say it's best to meditate. It's best if you're like kind of in that very relaxed state, and then you visualize yourself in the scene. Never visualize yourself looking at the scene. You have to visualize yourself in the scene. And I incorporate some of this in my sales training, but I don't do any of the stuff that people might find difficult to grasp. But I certainly don't go against any of this. So everything that is positive thoughts, some of what I sell, some of the modules that I've got are to do with the state that you sell from. So I've always been doing that. That's a part of manifestation. So if you've had a manifestation you can't bring in, then, you know, by all means come and talk to me, because I'll tell you how to make it come in. And it will be to do with your dominant beliefs or a story. So can you manifest anything? Yeah, absolutely. So you can manifest, I'm sort of working my way up to slightly bigger things, but I'd manifested my car. I didn't kind of realise I'd manifested my car at the time, but I did. I had manifested like loads and loads of small things, because I like to do lots of small things just to keep myself in the